Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the series. We're picking up in Mark chapter 8 from verse 14, where Jesus and the disciples are back in the boat on the Sea of Galilee, and the disciples had forgotten to bring anything to eat. They had no bread except for one loaf, and Jesus says to them, "Be careful, watch out for the yeast of the Pharisees and of Herod." And they're going, "What is Jesus saying about yeast because we forgot to bring bread? What's going on here?" There was all these sorts of confusion and questions. Actually, it's quite interesting because the verb used here, Jesus warned, isn't just a once-off, but he had been warning them. It was something that he kept going over with the disciples. And the yeast, the core ingredient of the Pharisees and of Herod, Jesus is referring to here, is hypocrisy. Now, hypocrisy is the appearance of one thing, but the heart of something totally different. And Jesus was concerned that as his disciples grew in influence, that they would go the track of many a religious leader down the road of hypocrisy, where their public life doesn't line up with their private life. And let's face it, guys, the hypocrisy of Christians is possibly one of the greatest deterrents of those who are seeking to come to faith in Jesus. You know, it's been said, I've got no problem with Jesus, it's his followers that I'm not too crazy about. And we know hypocrisy isn't limited to Christians, it's everywhere in the world today, but as we are looking at the words of Jesus addressed to his followers, then let's take warning, let's be aware of the pitfalls of hypocrisy. And as Christians, we can make two different mistakes when it comes to hypocrisy. We can defend ourselves to the teeth and pretend that hypocrisy doesn't touch us, it doesn't affect us, it's not a part of our life, and that just doesn't fool anyone. The other mistake that we can make is to beat our chest and go, yes, I am not worthy, I am a hypocrite, and so we rule out any kind of impact that we might have or influence that we might have in people's lives. And I think when it comes to the issue of hypocrisy, people aren't looking for a perfect example of what it is to be a Jesus follower, just an authentic one. And in this day and age, when people are so reluctant to say sorry or admit that they've failed, you know, pride gets in the way, and we're not fooling anyone. I think sometimes we just have to say sorry. I got that wrong. I thought it was this, but actually it turns out it was this, and yeah, I'm not perfect. And isn't that a much more relatable way to be? So if you're a follower of Jesus, be warned. Watch out for the yeast of the Pharisees, the yeast of hypocrisy. Be authentic in your expression and in your walk with Jesus. Admit it when you get it wrong. Be teachable. Let's not let pride get in the way of our influence in serving Jesus by bringing his good news to those around us.